Hey, the morning has come. And of course, still Chelsea managing to get the job done. And after the game, there are lots of things that we have not even able to put out. A lot of interesting conversation, of course. So after the game, tactical blind spots, we have people they don't see, and we'll bring that to you here. I say, I want Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Enzo Maresca can't say me. He says that the win against Barcelona was much more important than them. I've seen a lot of Barcelona fans say this is the very first time that they have seen Hansi Flick Barcelona totally dominated by a team. And that match, was a total dominance, total annihilation from Chelsea Football Club. On the ball, off the ball, every other phase of the play. And it was down to the man-to-man press of Enzo Maresca. But man-to-man won issues. Man-to-man won setbacks. Enzo Maresca and Imran, executed the man-to-man with a lot of panache. I mean, clarity in their thoughts, how they wanted to play, making sure that at the end of the day, the game came down to their duels and battles and how to win those ones and make it theirs again. It's a game where Maresca has proven to everybody how much of a big brain of a manager that he is. People getting to understand that when you look at Enzo Maresca, you are looking at an absolute tactical genius. But it is the management of the games, it's the understanding of the games. It's a total package that Enzo Maresca gives you that make people understand how much of a quality manager Enzo Maresca is. Then you talk about boys like Estevao, Willian. You talk about the quality of the players across the field of play. Cucurella. Alejandro Garnacho doesn't get a lot of the credits, but he played an absolutely fantastic role in forcing Barca back. Letting every day the Barca defenders know that there's somebody who has pace and is close to us. So we either have to stay back or we risk getting in behind. The overloads by Brilliance and Enzo Fernandez. I mean, again, Moises Caicedo, the quality of play from the first phase, the understanding of all of those things. Now, when you look at the game, what does the game tell you? What does it give Chelsea? Where does the game put Chelsea? I mentioned before the game said it was going to be a crucial 3 point. In fact, I felt it was a 6-pointer because the two teams are drawn before this one. So if you draw against Karabakh, you draw against Club Brugge, you want to win the big one and then get your 3 points. That looks like a 6 points on the board to take you to the next stage of the competition. It was an absolute blockbuster of the game. In fact, after the game, Hansi Flick spoke to the Highest TV and he spoke extensively about why Chelsea, were the difference between Chelsea and any Barcelona on the night. And he said, essentially, it came down to the physicality, he called it aggressivity of the game. The fact that Chelsea only know how to use their body dynamic in duels and 1v1 battles and stuff like that, where constantly players like Abrantia Freno, Wesley Fofana, Obi to say Abrantia, Freno, what's his name? When you go on and you talk about players like Wesley Fofana, you talk about the quality of play for all of these players and what they give you. These are real top guys. These are excellent top guys in their own right, and they do a solid job in that regard. You will give them the credit because these guys are brilliant at what they're doing. And again, that's exactly what Chelsea stands for. That's exactly how they want to go into their games, play well, and then get a job done. When you look at somebody like Reece James, the multiple roles that he played now in the second half, Enzo Maresca was very smart. Hansi Flick was smart. He played a card. He felt that maybe that was going to be the card that would give him a chance, a fighting chance in the second half after Ronald Araujo red card. No. But Enzo Maresca was brilliant. He reacted excellently as he always does, knowing what to do at what point in time. I'll tell you about exactly what Enzo Maresca you understand the things that Enzo Maresca was able to do in that regard. Again, the conversation around Estevao magic. And I saw somebody said the name is not Estevao, the name is Estevao. The quality of Abrantia, what he gives you on the ball. I mean, Thierry Henry said he keeps coming, he doesn't stop. He has become only the first 18-year-old to score in back-to-back Champions League games. He goes into the top 3 18-year-olds who announce themselves in games in the Champions League, including Erling Haaland and, of course, Kylian Mbappe. Estevao Willian is right there as well. He mentioned, said, when the game ended, that he didn't know exactly how the game was scored. The goal was scored. Nani Mame or Honor, Nipa Power Honor, Ninia Bao Honor. And when he watched the stands, he sees them. And for him, that's the most important thing. He doesn't know how to put it into words, doesn't know how to describe it. It's just that his father is in Stamford Bridge, watching his son, 18-year-old, on a big Champions League night, and he dazzling and being the boy, not Lamine Yamal, Ibanez Nazari, but then Estevao Willian. But where does he leave the young Brazilian? Does he have to make him overconfident? Where does he go from here? Does he have to stay grounded? How does he understand what the game demands from him? All of those things are the real difference makers in nights like this, on a game like this, and where does he get from there? And I love what Enzo Maresca said after the game. Maresca said there is no point in brooding over things about Chelsea will win this, Chelsea will win that, Chelsea will do that. No, that's not the most important thing. He says that the most important thing right now for Chelsea is for unknown staff, that did a lot of the mental thinking. I mean, the analysts that sat down, watched Barcelona and say, this is the game plan. We need to go into this zone. We need to do that. We need to do that to be able to, switch off from football, go to your family, go to whatever, and then focus on that for 2 days, 48 hours. And then when you come back on Friday, the focus now turns to Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. How do you go into it? How do you approach the game? How do you tactically get the best out of the game? It's important, according to Enzo Maresca, that becomes the next focus at the end of the day. And that is the most important thing. And I think I agree 100% with Maresca that in times like this, in games like this, you need to come back into it. You need to understand what you get from the games like this. Switch off for the players, recuperate energy, stay fresh, come back again. That's the most important thing. No stress about us. And I think it's same for Chelsea fans. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy it. Have fun. If you have to banter somebody, banter them. If you have to enjoy the conversation, do that, because, what a game it was. I remember at the Club World Cup in Kofoka, I said, Chelsea, they won the Club World Cup because Barcelona were not there. People said, it's a Barca, they were going to win a Jeremy Carragher and the likes. It's just a trophy. It's just a Mickey Mouse trophy, and what of you? But, against Burnley this weekend, the kind of football Chelsea played together with, people said, Chelsea are not good enough. Burnley. But this is constant performance. This is consistent output from the boys. And I'll run you through everything that the boys said, Enzo Maresca said, the analysis and stuff like that. But see, hi, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Thank you very much. Say what you see when it comes to our analysis. We are very grateful for you. I say we give you the best in terms of analysis. So unsubscribe to the channel and subscribe to the channel. So off your channel now, we are okay with you taking part of the content and putting it on your TikTok, whatever you. We have no problems at all. It's the best in terms of analysis when it comes to football in this country. On the field, off the field. Subscribe to the channel, so unsubscribe here. So you invested here. Then, of course, last night, those that went to the Chelsea straight to win, it was a good one for you. Today we go again. We have 6 solid codes in the description of the video for you. Go down there. Pick up the codes. Give yourself a big chance of winning something. For codes in Kokoshim, Nama ho chance na Koko winning. I'm out 6 solid codes. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't let the day end and you come and tell me that, Fifi, and a man who codes in a signing manu. Every YouTube video, there's a description. Inside description, that's where the codes are. Pick the codes up, go and put them in there, and then, of course, give yourself a big chance of winning something. I say on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. But you know what? I can never go on without saying my thank yous to my people. One, Yesumo spare parts dealership shop. My catcher mo say Kroma say a car spare parts at Yesumo. Oh yeah, Yesumo. Wherever you go, Yesumo, and they are absolutely fantastic in terms of the job that they do. So per car spare parts, power Kroma say you go to Yesumo's place, he'll find it for you. He does the nationwide delivery. Wherever you are, he'll sort it out for you. Or be penny maybe I was in the Bini Ghana club, crack every Nigerian, whatever you are, Mawabo, so kind post office. But over to me a friend on 059-313-8221. 059-313-8221. Wait till my free Yesumo, and he will take very, very good care of you when it comes to finding your car spare part for you. Of course, my man, and so when it comes to apparel and tidy albeshe, then of course MOB clothing or to a flower station or to do the honor MOB clothing or tidy ben out. What kind of clothes now pay? Which brand now pay? Which style in our so ship? MOB clothing find it for you. Back in stock, all of those things now, he'll find them for you. Michelle. Friend on 0200 668708. Me see number needs to be take your pen and paper and then write it off our phone. 0200 668708. 0200 668708. Then everything is going to be sorted out nicely for you all. Hold me to show. Let us get a job done. Let us get a job done now. You didn't come in from wire that BBA and you come pa. Where do we start from? Where do we start from? I didn't start here, you, but we have to start from today. What do we do? Do we start by playing the Chelsea anthem, or what do we have to do in a big game like this? We'll see. We'll see how things are going to go. I mean, the first thing I want to say is that Cucurella is a world-class player. He is world-class, and he deserves. I mean, on a night where Estevao scores a goal like that, if you're able to be giving the man of the match award, it tells everybody how intelligent of a player you are. I mean, that is the night where Estevao won the man of the. Estevao scored such a goal, play like that. That is the night where Chelsea were dominant all through. If you're able to be giving the man of the match award again, it tells how dominant you are, how dominant everybody is, and that is the stylistic thing about Cucurella. Relentless, never stop coming. I've said several times that in the modern game, the best left back in the world is Cucurella. There was no time in any conversation where Milos Kekes was close to him. There was no time in any competition. Yes, I can understand the ecosystem argument of when you play well, what do you have to show? But there's no time where Nuno Mendes was close to Cucurella in terms of quality that he comes in with games. That is exactly how we see things. The quality of our brand here, friend, Cucurella shown over there. Everybody knows our brand here, friend Cucurella is absolutely fantastic in terms of a Jumana or the Barca players accepted certain things when it comes to Chelsea for one quality. And listen, Hansi Flexi, we played many minutes with 10 men, and Chelsea is a very good team with the ball. But something we have to accept, it will be difficult to finish among the top 8, but it's not impossible, according to Hansi Flexi. They spoke to also Juan Garcia about the game. No, was it just about 10 man? No, 10 man, no, and I said, Juan Garcia said it was a complicated match. It was tough. It was very tough. It was like that even before we got a red card. It was like that even before we got a red card. And today I'll delve deeper into Chelsea's tactics on the day, how Chelsea set up for the game, on the ball, off the ball, the tactical approach, how they wanted to play their games. All of those things I'll delve deeper into it. We'll go into the nitty-gritties of Sao match now, but that's exactly what our bench friend Juan Garcia can say. I mean, this is a game where it was much more difficult because Chelsea were playing man for man. You see, the thing about man for man is that the most important thing about man for man is aggressivity and aggressiveness. How to be aggressive, win duels, win battles, stuff like that. How to be able to do that. If you're able to do it rightly, man for man, you are almost there. But the most underrated part of being man for man is timing and zones, because there are certain times where if you jump, you are in trouble. Yesterday, the key person in that was Malo Gusto on the right-hand side, because that was where Barca were. Usually when somebody's playing in man for man, they will carry the ball to disrupt the man for man. They'll carry the ball inwards, and that's exactly what Alejandro Balde did. Anytime Benya ball from the wide area, he carries the ball inside. He takes the ball inside, and that was something that Barca wanted to use to disrupt Chelsea's man-for-man press. But the best thing that happened on the day for me was how Malo Gusto knew when to jump, when not to jump, when to go, when not to go. I mean, all of those things were absolutely brilliant, and his jump time was important. And that's why Juan Garcia says that the game was very complicated, and Chelsea were better even at 11v11. I heard Portugal former manager Roberto Martinez saying, one shiny year, when you look at one Sheboni be now red card, now 3-0, you would think that Chelsea won the game because of the red card, but that wasn't the case. In fact, before the red card, Chelsea should have been up by 2-0. After the red card, Chelsea could have made this 6-0 on the night because she got 3 goals disallowed for offside. It could have been that. They were just margins in terms of the offside trap. If that stood, definitely could have been 6. And Chelsea knew that there were going to be times where they would have been offside because of the eagerness. But in all of that, you need to create more chances and you need to be effective on the day. And you listen to one guy, so see, we were left with 10 players later and we tried to give everything we had out in order to fight for the match. But the truth is, they had a great quality and they knew very well how to find spaces. The creation of spaces was very important when it comes to that is because you're a very, very good player when it comes to the quality of it. That is the quality of everything that you want to do in terms of the kind of football that you want to play. Now, Steve Sidwell said tonight they were sensational. They blew Barcelona out of water. I'm wondering what a lot of the naysayers, especially on ESPN, are going to say about this performance from Chelsea, because that is absolutely fantastic. And after the World Cup, Liverpool wasn't there. They are the winners of the Premier League. They got beaten this season. After the Club World Cup, Barcelona were not there. They are the winners of the Spanish La Liga. They went to Champions League semi-final. They got beaten this season as well. They got beaten, and it wasn't just beaten. Liverpool was beaten to stupor. Barcelona beaten to stupor. Why? Because exactly this. I mean, when I say things like this, because I want people to give credit when it's due. Because me as an analyst, when Barcelona does something that's nice, I say it. I don't care. I don't mince words. I'll say it. Well, even Manchester United, when they do something that's solid, I say that, Charlie, this is good. Madrid, every day, I'm sharing the praises. But when it's Chelsea, people just find it so hard to say that, you know what, this is a good team. And it's not here. I mean, sometimes I watch ESPN and the likes and I see Craig Bellamy. I sit down like, what are these guys saying? But is it that you can't see or people? Okay, well, I mean, everybody and how they see the job. But then Craig Belly, after the game on ESPN, said, believe it or not, but a much better version of Chelsea will need to turn up. They will have to up their game from what we saw tonight to face Arsenal. Arsenal are not going to play like Barcelona did tonight. In some sense, that's the acid test for Chelsea rather than the Barcelona game. I mean, I think like what Enzo Maresca said, that game is going to be a different game, different type of game, different mentality, different approach. And Chelsea would have to go into that game knowing that, okay, we need to plan very well for the Arsenal game. We need to focus on it. We need to approach the game tactically. I don't think that Arsenal are going to open up and play the game like that. I think that game is going to come down to physicality, but there are low-hanging fruits in that game that Chelsea can pluck if they do their things. So Chelsea absolutely can pluck the low-hanging fruit in that Arsenal game. Something that's very, very important over there for Mikel Arteta and Manti. And of course, a Barca fan, this is what they said. I've never watched Barca get dominated like this ever under Hansi Flick. Every time they have the ball, it's a terrifying moment for Barca. Maresca made a statement last night after the game. The performance against PSG wasn't a one-off by chance. It was warning and beginning of greatness. And Maresca said, he said, the Paris Saint-Germain game was a warning to the world. It gave the boys confidence. It made them believe that, you know what, this project started and people said a whole lot of things about it. But Chelsea don't know what they are doing. Chelsea can never go to the top before. It was a Roman Abramovich, blah, 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 all of those things. But this is a team that has grown, metamorphosed, and become absolutely one of the difficult teams to play against. That's exactly what you get from him. Of course, everybody spoke about Estevao, but I want to first go through Abentia, the friend Enzo Maresca, and the post-match conversation. Maresca say the defensive part is always important because you need balance. Unfortunately, in the last month, we have started finishing games with clean sheets. In the Premier League. It's something you need to do if you want to achieve important things. And I think that the defensive side like this, that is where people like our branch friend Alejandro Garnacho deserves a lot of credit. He fits into the Chelsea style seamlessly. Enzo Maresca is managing well. He has kept his head down. He's playing his football. Nobody cares about the kind of hat, cap, whatever, sneaker Alejandro Garnacho wears. He just has to come in and play his football. He just has to be focused and then get a job done at Chelsea Football Club. Now, Maresca goes on. He says that Barcelona are a team that feel comfortable when they have the ball. If they don't have the ball, they don't feel comfortable. So we try to keep the ball. Even 11, my feeling was very good because the team was playing well. And I think if you listen to this from Maresca, it's spot on. Said Barca are a team that are much more confident when they have the ball. But without the ball, what do? They do press better? Are they good at their press? Is it as good as you want it to be? I mean, you can't particularly say that it was as good as you want it to be when it comes to the press and all of that. But then again, he felt like even at 11v11, Chelsea had loads of the ball. Chelsea were pressing and counter-pressing. And then, of course, they made sure that things were sorted in that regard. On Maresca, I'll say it's a good win. To be honest, it was no more than that. We knew how important this game was. But they are important games as well. When you beat Barcelona, it is nice to see we are happy today. Exactly. I mean, the game plan was excellent. Maresca will always be modest about it. He will always stay calm and make it look like he has not done anything. But then that is clear in there. I mean, Maresca is quality. You look at the quality of player or how things wanted to go. Something happened in the first half when Chelsea share first goal now. Ronaldo Araujo did red card, you know. It's the intensity, how Chelsea kept on coming. And like I said, the timing of the jump from Malo Gusto is excellent. It made a lot of difference. Again, on the other side, Marco Correa constantly will go forward on the ball to force Ronaldo Araujo to come and defend, to come and help Jules Koundé and open up spaces that they expected Enzo Fernandez, Pedro Neto and the likes to operate and then exploit, which was very, very good, right? But for me, one of the things that made a lot of the difference was that second half tactical tweak from Enzo Maresca. Half-time, Nabasa a one-man down with Abrante and Ronaldo Araujo. But then there was Malo Gusto was in a yellow card. So what he did was second half, now almost the Marcus Rashford ever be replacing Ferran Torres. Almost the Marcus Rashford ever. But Maresca knew that was going to be what Hansi Flick could do. So both of them, substitutions almost here at halftime, no, is they thinking for the other. Maresca didn't say at some point in time, Barca had the red card. What is the opportunity? Barca can come and force Malo Gusto because Malo Gusto was the aggressive guy or committed a lot of tactical force. He was already up by a yellow card. So then let's throw in Marcus Rashford to come in to probably force him with pace, pin him back, make a mistake, and a red card to Malo Gusto. The game become 10 versus 10. Then, of course, Barca can come back into the game. But Enzo Maresca was brilliant. He was smart. At halftime, what he did was simple. He called Andre Santos, took off Malo Gusto, pushed Rhys James back to right back, deal with Marcus Rashford, take Andre Santos centrally. There we go. That was it. Just to deal with zones, understanding what the game demands at what point in time, understanding what the team demands at what point in time. For me, it's what makes the difference in matches like this. And that's exactly what made the difference for Abrante and Enzo Maresca. After the game, Liam Delap spoke. He said, we know we have quality within the whole team. We are getting stronger week by week. We come into every game knowing we are going to do well. We knew we had to win tonight to have a chance of qualifying automatically. And of course, that's exactly what we did. We did win, and we want to make sure that we reduce the stress on us to qualify automatically with one game less. Now they asked Abrante Freno, Liam Delap on Abrante Freno, Willian Estevao, the Concalves. I don't like that name at all, the Concalves, because every day I want to mention the English part as the Gonzalez, but the Concalves, he is incredible. He has the world at his feet. If he keeps grounded and keeps working hard, he can be anything that he wants to be. I think that is true also from there. Now, people like Wayne Rooney were singing the song of Abrante friend Marc Cucurella. We say Cucurella was absolutely incredible. I think it's probably the best performance I've seen from a left back for a very long time. To do that tonight, what he did, what shows he is a serious player, that's exactly what you get from him. On an Amazon presenter, Gabby Logan, I say an 18-year-old stole the show. It wasn't Lamine Yamal. He is still in Cucurella's pocket. Estevao? More like Estevao. An 18-year-old stole the show. It wasn't Lamine Yamal. He is still in Cucurella's pocket. Estevao? More like Estevao. Quality. I like that wordplay for me, man. Wesley Fofana, after the game, said it's been an incredible night. We played very well and stuck to the plan of the manager. Explained to us, we just follow the manager's instructions because we trust him. We know Barcelona play very high, so we try to play with this in mind, of course, we are very happy when it comes to what we're able to do. And that is exactly the quality I'm going to get from there. Leander Lap spoke about knowing the Chelsea players now. So Maresca has managed the team really well. We are talking probably missing their best player, Cole Palmer, and we forgot about him tonight because the performance was that good. They are doing something right. They are looking a threat, and more confidence they get, the more they win. They can push Arsenal. I don't know how that's going to happen, but I will see. Belgian former manager, your friend Roberto Martinez, will say the red card for Barcelona takes a lot of shine off it. For Chelsea, because the performance was complete. They were dominant, the red card or not. Chelsea were superior from the idea of the coach before the game. According to Roberto Martinez, Chelsea won the game before the game started. Roberto Daniel Sturridge, former Chelsea player, former Liverpool player, say, you see Estevao tonight, and it was absolutely brilliant. He was tenacious, he was decisive in moments that he needed to be, calmed the game down, and then you need to calm it down. Very professional and experienced performance from Estevao over there. João Franco Zola, I say he played like somebody much older than his age. What I like about him is when there is a possibility to try something difficult, he does it. There's a great quality and he can only improve. Today he scored a fantastic goal, and every time I see him, I see something new in him. This is great attitude from a player like him, and I like the fact everybody was in. Like everybody went in there and got a job done. According to Chelsea stats, Estevao is the third teenager to score in each of the first 3 UEFA Champions League starts. Mbappe and Haaland, he goes in there, gets the stats, and then gets the goals for Chelsea Football Club. When talk about Estevao and the quality that he comes in, that is exactly what he comes in. Enzo Maresca was shown a yellow card again, and it adds to his record as no manager has been shown more yellow cards than Enzo Maresca when it comes to games like that. Definitely gets shown yellow card. Maresca on Chelsea's confidence winning the Club World Cup. So the win the Club World Cup gave the players the confidence. Last year we were playing Conference League, and I said that building a winning mentality was to win games. The only way any competition to win games, it's the only way to build a winning mentality. The players are better in this moment compared to last season. That's what Enzo Maresca is saying. Is that, Charlie, I mean, last season at the Club World Cup, it gave them a lot of confidence and they were coming. And like people say, it was more of a warning to everybody than anything. The new Premier League clubs, when it comes to the games that they're going to play, from there, we'll see how things are going to pan out from there. We'll see if things are going to go on. Robert Sanchez did mention, say, Cucurella now has Lamine in his pocket. Besides the Barca favorites to win the Champions League, also, no, we Chelsea, we are favorites to win the Champions League. According to Robert Sanchez, Enzo Maresca said if Barcelona have the ball, they are comfortable. If they are not, there's opportunity. He spoke nicely about our players. And of course, Enzo Maresca also spoke about Lamine Yamal and Estevao and said they are young, they need to enjoy their football. No stress about whether they'll win Ballon d'Or or what's not. Guys, let me draw the curtain on this morning's analysis. We'll be back with more just in a few hours. And of course, later in the day, some more after the Madrid game.